If you always do what you've always done, then you always get what you've always got. I'm Lee Craigie, and this week on Personal Best, my trusty producer Susie Bowman continues to challenge my comfort levels and persuades me to take a few more leaps into the unknown. Here to help us explore that concept of saying yes to new experiences is the best-selling author and self-development advocate Karl Moore. Karl, why is it important you feel we say yes to more?
Oh, well, absolutely brilliant question. I think sometimes in our life we end up getting stuck in a rut. We feel as though life is going nowhere and everything feels stagnant, and it's times like that when that principle of saying yes more to things really works well. And it works quite simply. You can just see it as an experiment in your life. If you feel that things are going to be stagnant, you can ask yourself, could I, just for now, just for an experiment, just for a few days or a week or for as long as I like, could I just start saying yes more?
But is it not the case that, for some people, for people like me, the last thing I need to be doing is saying yes to more things? Really, what we want to be doing is slowing down and doing less. I mean, what would you say to that?
Absolutely, and maybe that is the right thing for you. I think that this concept of saying yes more really works well for people who think that they need a change. They feel that they are stuck in that rut, they're stuck in a routine, and they need to switch things up a bit. Okay. And that's why saying yes more to invitations, to parties, to the kind of things that you'd normally shy away from, saying yes more almost like an instinctive reaction to something can really, really work well. It kind of puts you into the randomness of life. And if you decide that you want to say no as well, hey, just say no.
Okay, so just opening up new experiences, right? Okay. Susie, you've tried this, have you not?
I did. I actually read Karl's book many years ago, and I thought, right, I'm gonna put this into practice. But I was actually in the middle of Cambodia traveling with my sister at the time, and I was like, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to say yes. And I got approached by every tuk-tuk driver, every tour operator, and I was like, if I say yes to everything, this is going to be, one, expensive, but it's going to be a crazy adventure. But yeah, I did have some crazy adventures along the way, so it was good fun.
Yeah. And I think that's a part of it. It's when you're in that situation where maybe you're not having the craziest adventures in life and you quite like to, saying yes more to things breaks that mold. It helps you to crawl out of that rut, and it helps you to start seizing opportunities. And then, of course, you can decide to be more selective about what you say yes to. So maybe, fewer tuk-tuk rides, for example.
Yeah, because saying yes, it can lead you in all sorts of unexpected directions, can't it? Is that happened to you, Karl?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that. I mean, it's part of me because I'm fascinated by the randomness of life and what happens when you decide to say yes and almost put your fate in the hands of those around you. You start to live, as the Buddhists would say, in the flow of life. And so for me, when I started to say yes, I began making dozens of new friends and contacts. I began salsa dancing. I set up new companies. I jumped out of planes. And a YouTube video that I recorded all about saying yes more ended up being played during the Super Bowl in the States. So cool stuff happened when I said yes more.
Wow. Yeah. And you didn't think that at the time, did you? These are all yeah.
No, these were just random. It was just a random experiment, and that's how I love people to think of it, of just an experiment. Can I do this just for a few days? Don't tell anyone, because of course they'll all ask you to buy a round at the pub. Don't tell anyone. Just think of it as an experiment and decide that you will instinctively say yes to those things that you wouldn't normally say yes to, and you'll end up at all those places you wouldn't normally end up in, and for sure you'll have a fun time. And there's actually a slightly deeper side to it as well, which is that when we say yes more, you can say yes more not just to physical things, but to also your emotions, to the world around you, whether you find things good or bad. When you say yes, you empower yourself to accept what is and to take action. So saying yes more is actually deeper than just being like a boy's game.